It's one of the reasons I held an event where I just allowed 5 women and a 13-year-old girl to tell their story about possible vaccine injuries. And of course, you know how that went over. Instead of showing even an ounce of sympathy for these people to at least have acknowledged that it might be a vaccine so you get to the root cause and develop effective treatments, instead, news media attacked me for allowing them to tell their stories. I just received this morning data out of Israel that shows the population's about 84% vaccinated, but the new cases of COVID in Israel are about 84% with vaccinated individuals. It's certainly looking like the Pfizer vaccine is not working against the Delta variant. Now, that's not being talked about here in U.S. media. I'm not even sure it's being talked much about in Israel media. We need to get to the truth. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical researcher, but I have all kinds of questions that are not getting answered. And as I said before, none of this is making sense, that we didn't pursue early treatment, that we're covering up information, that the VAERS system that the CDC touted prior to authorizing the vaccine is going to be their early warning system. Now, it is being thoroughly discredited in the media and by other medical individuals. I don't understand it. I realize VAERS doesn't prove causation, but it's an early warning system. Why are we ignoring it?
So the key message from our finding is that we found that recipients of the Pfizer vaccine, those who've had 2 doses, have about 5 to 6-fold lower amounts of neutralizing antibodies. Now, these are the sort of gold standard private security antibodies of your immune system, which block the virus from getting into your cells in the first place. And so we found that that's less for people with 2 doses. We've also found that for people with only 1 dose of the Pfizer jab, that they are less likely to have high levels of these antibodies in their blood. And perhaps most importantly for all of us going forward is that we see that the older you are, the lower your levels are likely to be, and the time since you've had your second jab, as that time goes on, the lower your levels are also likely to be. So that's telling us that we're probably going to be needing to prioritize boosters for older and more vulnerable people coming up soon, especially if this new variant spreads.